So traders, silver and gold and also the mining sector have had a little bit of a drop today in the markets, but I do honestly believe that it's actually set up for a move higher in the markets. And I want to share with you why I'm seeing that right now. So let me actually show you this here. So looking at this gold chart, one of the things that I'm always analyzing myself, and one thing I realize more and more and more as I get older and as I get into the art of trading the markets, is I've just realized that there's a few things that I can keep relying on to give me the best chances of understanding what's going on in the markets. And let me explain what I mean here. I know this might sound really simple, but one of the things is a lot of the times things just don't make sense, right? Like when things seems the worst, that's when the market bottoms. When the thing seems the best, that's when the market tops. And, and we go through these different phases, right? Go through these different moves and everything in the markets. Now, the one thing for me is I've been honing down on gold. I've been honing down on silver, and I've been honing down on these, and also the mining sectors. And so by looking at these markets here, the first thing what I want you to be doing is what the market can do sometimes is it can do what's called a shake and bake. And now a shake and bake in the markets for me, and what that simply means is that it can create some short-term movement. So if you saw what happened with silver today, okay, silver actually had a big down day today, all right, another big down day today. But one thing I really want you to be thinking about when you're trading the markets is I'm always looking at, what is this? Is this a complete topping pattern? Is this the end of the move? Is this the beginning of something much worse, and so on and so forth, right? So if I look at, say, for example, if I bring up the weekly charts and I go to the gold chart here again, one of the things that I'm always trying to do myself is and for me personally, I'm always trying to understand, is this the top in the market? Is it not the top, and so on and so forth? Now, there is a difference between a correction and the top in the market, okay? Now, what that simply means is this, is that a lot of the times you'll see this here, right? So what happens with big sort of bull markets? A big bull market is the market will go up for a bit, but then it'll pull back, higher, low, it'll go up, it'll come down, higher, low, and so on and so forth, right? This is what's called just a correction in the markets. It's just a correction. It's not the top in the markets. It's just a correction. And as you can see, this is what markets do. So you never want to get tied down to one particular movement, right? So for example, silver's having some really big movements today. I was actually expecting that. Some people have been asking me about silver in the comment section, and I said, we're probably going to get a bit more weakness here. But looking at the gold market here, and I'll get to silver in just a minute as well too, and a lot of other markets out there, one of the best things you want to be doing is just ask yourself, is this drop here a complete changing trend, changing markets? Is it all over from here? Or is this just one of those corrections here? Because a lot of the times the market will go up and then it'll go pull back, go up, pull back, up, pull back, up, and pull back, right? So even like with gold right now is doing what? Another one of these, another one of these, and another one of these. So as you can see there. So one of the things that I'm always looking for is it one of these? Because as I said before, is if the market goes up, we get a pullback, higher, low, up, pullback, higher, low. So a lot of the times we could be in one of these guys through here. We could be in one of these guys through here, and then, but we a lot of the times we could just be doing that before we get going again. Okay, so you can see that that's, for example, this is what we're seeing right now in gold on the weekly chart. Right now, we can see that we've been making higher lows all the way up. The moving average is still very strong to the upside. So there's a high probability right here that we could be getting ready for another move to the upside. If we start to break above that 3,500 level on the gold market, then we're probably going to start to see some movement to the upside from here. So if I go look at the actual, and utilizing that exact same analysis I just mentioned to you here, if I go to looking at silver, now silver is a very volatile instrument to trade. Okay, so if you are in silver right now and you're trading silver, just understand you're going to get a lot of volatility in the market. And it's really important to understand that when it comes to trading. Now, the thing for me is the trend is your friend until the end. Okay, so what that simply means, if the market goes up and we come down like a higher low, same low, and the market goes up and we're pulling back here, what's the trend right now? The trend's still up, right? Even if it came down to here and we found support here, the trend is still up on silver. So the trend is your friend. And what is this? What's happening right now in silver? Silver, it's just creating one of these drops here, right? Now, when it comes to the drops, we never know, one, how deep the drop's going to be, and two, how long it's going to be. But there's a massive probability we're going to continue this trend here, right? Now, whether that's now or whether that's in a few months, there's a high probability we're going to continue the trend. But right now, when you look at this silver price, and if I bring up just a blank chart here with black bars, as you can see here, right, we just see that this market has continued to be this higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, and a higher low from here. And all this here is just a move up and a pullback. Because I honestly see now silver's actually broken past this whole level through here, right? You can see all this level through here and all this level through here. And so doing that, especially after doing this here, there's a high probability over the next couple of months, we're going to pick back up and we're going to start to see a screaming move back to the upside when it comes to the silver market, right? So silver's having a big drop now, and this is what, especially when it comes to silver, okay? Silver is one of these markets where if you are trading it, and we go to this chart here, you'll be able to see, oh, look, silver's going down today, right? So a big down bar on silver. You might be long on silver right now, and so on and so forth. So always keep an eye on what that big picture is telling you from here. And especially when it comes to silver. Silver is one of those more volatile instruments from there. But if we go look at, say, for example, once again, if I go back to the weekly charts and I bring on my trend lines, you can see here that we're well above this breakout level through here. All this is likely to be right now is we did get a very strong breakout there. All this is just a little pullback. It might be the rest of this week. We may even have a couple of weeks into August, which comes down through to there. And then maybe the later part of August into September, I'm expecting a ripper rally coming out of the silver price. And potentially when that happens, potentially when the gold market when that happens, potentially we're going to start to see a movement back above on the gold price. And that's going to start to see that moving to the upside as well too. And we also can see here when it comes down to, say, the mining sector as well too, right? The mining sector is also doing the same thing as well too. So there's a very strong trend here in the mining sector. Very, very, very strong trend here. And you can actually see here that we're at this level right now. Very strong trend to the upside. We're having a bit of a pause here right now. Once the GDX, I honestly believe, just by looking at this level here, I honestly believe the metals and miners are on the cusp of some really big movements coming soon. Like once the mining sector breaks past 55, we're going to see a big ripper rally here. That's the GDX. The GDXJ, by the way, FYI, has already broken past its resistance level, right there. And now this pullback here, which by the way, is just this, see this pullback through here? See that line through there? That's that line that I put up through here, right through there. So all this is doing right now is pulling back to this level here. So there's a high probability that the GDXJ has already actually broken out to the upside, and now we're actually pulling back to the downside through here. Right, so you can see all the different levels from here. In my free trading course, guys, that I'm giving away, I'm giving you a free access to my complete trading course. That first link in the description there. In the free trading course, the phase number 2, in the phase number 2 you get, I really walk you through understanding a lot of stuff that I'm talking about here. Again, I give that away for free in that first link in the description there. And so we can see this through here, right? Resistance through here and resistance through here. And so one of the things we just want to try and stay calm and really look at the market from a point of view of what's really going on here in perspective of, is there some sort of trend in place and what's going on? So we can see that through there. Same with the SIL. I think the SIL is about to see a face ripper rally, but maybe not now straight away, right? And I say about to because we've just had this very big move to the upside, right? So we're likely to see maybe a bit of a pullback, maybe even a bit of a pullback even more through here. And then we hold and then we break and then we start to break through here. So if not this quarter, maybe the second quarter, or so maybe the fourth quarter this year, once we do start to break past this level here, SIL is about to go through an absolute ripper rally from here. And then same for the SILJ. So this is what's going on right now, what I see, or the SILJ. This is what I'm seeing right now, guys, when it comes down to these levels all through here. Once again, these are the simple things, guys, that I'm doing when I'm analyzing the market to see what's really going on. A lot of the times, especially when you see things like what's happening with the mining sector today and a lot of things out there, right? We can start to get really we can get really emotional about what's going on right now. But the best thing I'm always doing is understanding these markets on a whole, where if we just see what's going on here, right? The market can do this here. Right, the market gives us these periods through here and even through here, right? So as you can see, like if you're trading gold, right, and you saw this big down candle here, you'd be like, oh my goodness, gold's going down. But hang on a minute, what's the trend, right? The trend is what? Low, higher, low, higher, low. And now this could be another high low here. It may not be, right? And then guess what happens? Very next week, boom, complete reversal, holds for a bit, and then makes its way back up again. Makes sense? So this is what can actually happen on all markets, especially if you are trading the markets from there. Now, the issue here is that if you're trading options around these markets, you need to give your trades time, right? Because if you're trading very short-term options, and the worst way to trade these markets right now, especially gold, silver, and the mining sector, is one, buying too little time if you're using options. And secondly, buying out of the money options. Out of the money options are getting absolutely just creamed right now. Absolutely creamed right now. So that's the worst way to trade if you are trading options around these markets, especially with silver, because silver is a bit of a wildcat from here. And it can really, especially trading at those cheaper options, you're getting absolutely destroyed from there. So anyway, traders, that's it for me there today. Traders, if you'd like to get sort of access to me every single day, where you see what I'm doing from there, and I can coach you, and I'm open applications to what's called my 1% group. My 1% group it's just over 10 people right now, and you're with me every day for a couple of hours as I coach you and guide you through these markets. If you want a bit more hand holding around the markets here, then there's that link in the description there, guys. You can go apply for that 1% group. And then I'll be able to personally speak to you on the phone, and we'll have a good chat, and we'll see if I can actually help you out with any of the coaching stuff that I've got going. Speak to you soon, guys.